This is the Northwest Comic Show.
Hey, I'm Casey Okupi, and this is the Northwest Comic Show, and it's about pop culture things, like anything pop culture that you can imagine, such as today we have like some 80s vintage awesome action figures, and we also have my friend Russ, or I like to call him Russquatch, because that's just what it says on Facebook, and I like it. I like the sound of it.
Yeah, nickname.
Yeah, he's a vintage toy collector, right?
Oh yeah, yep. I've been collecting toys since I was in the 8th grade, and started with Star Wars.
Yeah, I've been collecting them since I was like my son's, well, younger than how old he is now, since I was like 3 or 4. Yeah. So yeah, we have some here. We have some crazy different toys from back in the day, back in the ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Decade of the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s. So what's the deal with the 80s? I mean, what made it pivotal for toy collecting?
Well, I think what's happened is that in the 60s, there wasn't, they had a couple TV shows, cartoons were around. 70s, they had cartoons, but they didn't have the toy tie-ins.
Mm-hmm.
But then the 80s came, and they, regulations and everything, and what was allowed to become a TV show or cartoon, they allowed more tie-ins, so you can actually watch cartoons that you could go out and buy toys for.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so when's this from? Is this from like the 70s or 60s?
That is Amigo Spider-Man. They first came out in 72, 73, and he was produced until 82. And that's when Mego Corporation went out of business.
Well, I like it. Well, you know what I think about the 80s when I think about toys and everything? I think about how it was around, 84 or something, when they came out with Transformers, G.I. Joes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, roughly around that time frame. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, definitely. 84 was such a big year.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the biggest icons of the 80s was He-Man, of course.
He-Man.
And, of course, the He-Man toys were produced before the cartoon. They were around in 82.
I think that was the same with Transformers. I think they came out with a line of figures, and then they created the cartoon to go with the figures.
It was.
I thought.
Well, with Transformers, they were one of the first ones. I think they almost came out at the same time.
Yeah.
The Transformers were actually a Japanese line, and they had several different Japanese toy lines. That's why you get Optimus Prime is huge, and then you have Huffer, Bumblebee, and they're small. And they're out of scale, and it's because they were actually 2 different toy lines in Japan. But
really?
When they came to America, Hasbro was like, hey, let's just call them all Transformers.
I think it worked. Whatever they did, I think they know what they're doing. Yeah. So why do you feel, why do you collect these kind of toys?
It's that inner child. I'll never grow up completely. I've tried, and then,
I don't think anyone who's into the stuff we're into, this geeked out pop culture stuff, there's something about us that's very, like, I don't know what the word, maybe, like you said, inner child, Peter Pan, doesn't want to grow up, wants to hang on to, But then at the same time, who cares? What's wrong with that?
Well,
we get to have that.
And that's one thing. You mentioned Peter Pan. I have been accused of having Peter Pan syndrome by all sorts of people. And it's like, no, I'm a mature adult. I'm not wanting to, it's just something that you can escape reality,
I'm not a mature adult.
Well,
but,
sure.
Just the way it is.
I'm not 100% either. I ate tricks out of a Batman cereal bowl this morning,
Good.
And
you get to. That's just the way it is. Speaking of Batman, I'm going to show one of my toys right now. This is actually one of the most successful, I'm not sure if it was either my birthday or an anniversary present. I think it was an anniversary present. My wife got me this.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, look at that. That's like a 1989 Batmobile. Super awesome. It's got the missiles and everything. It's got all the details. It's like brand new. It was brand new in the box when I got it.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. What's your favorite toy, and why?
My favorite toy. You know, I really don't have one.
Yeah.
I started off with Star Wars when I started collecting, and then it's everything.
What's your favorite collection? Is it Star Wars? Or is it G.I. Joe?
You know, they're so close together because G.I. Joe was a mainstay of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I had almost everything. I was not spoiled. I didn't have the flag. I did not have the USS flag. Even as a kid, I was like, that's too big.
Wow.
But
is that like a carrier ship?
yeah,
or
that's
something?
it's 7 feet long.
Oh
you know,
my gosh.
Wow. But I had the Sky Striker, the Tomahawk, the Night Raven. I had all the jets, the ships.
Yeah, that's funny. Speaking of massive carriers, that just reminds me of a friend I have who has a giant carrier, the one that S.H.I.E.L.D. has, the S.H.I.E.L.D. carrier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I got a friend who's got a massive one of those. But Voltron.
Oh, Voltron.
Yeah, let's look at Voltron.
Voltron is awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of those, my friends, in fact, I'm going to do a little plug, Retro Blasting. Michael and Melinda, they run a YouTube channel, and they got me turned on to the Beast King Go Lion cartoon of Voltron. It was originally a Japanese cartoon, and Voltron is nothing more than almost an accident. The wrong cartoon was shipped from Japan to American markets, and they edited the heck out of it.
Wow.
And called it Voltron. And then, of course, in 1984, again, Voltron came out in 84. It's that magic year.
It is a magic year. Yeah. See, and I was only like, at that time, around 3 years old or whatever, but then everything lasted at least a few seasons, if not a lot longer. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I was able to go through till I was like 6, 7, whatever, and collect them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. How do you care for these items? How should a collector care for vintage figures like this?
Very much like you would a gremlin. You don't want them in sunlight. Light is bad. And
They're like gremlins, nice.
And you don't want them wet. You want to keep them away from humidity and all moistures. You get humidity will turn your white plastics yellow, sunlight, ultraviolet light. You know, if you have a display and you'll want to use incandescent lights or LEDs. You want to keep away from fluorescent, ultraviolets.
Yeah. So, and now these characters that your G.I. Joes are in, is there a particular? You were talking to me about these Star Wars figures. What's special about this one?
Oh, the Princess Leia. That is a 12 back. That is the first packaging, and in fact, that's a 12A back. If you get into the Star Wars mint and package collecting, you'll get all sorts of different variations. There's A, B, C, and it just depends on what release. A, of course, is the first. That's the very first packaging ever created for any Star Wars action figure.
So this came out of the first series of Star Wars figures ever.
Right.
Ever. Wow, that's pretty cool. And you have it in the package.
Yes.
That's crazy. So can I ask you a question? What would something like that cost, roughly?
Well, mine,
hypothetically.
Mine right here actually has a little bit of damage. The figure is still sealed. The bubble has some issues. So it's never been opened, but it probably would be valued roughly around $500 in that condition.
Holy cow.
A lot more if it was in perfect condition.
Yeah.
It's something that I get nervous with a couple items that I do have in my personal collection because I've had issues. Luckily, it was a figure that wasn't worth much, but it fell off the shelf and it came off the package. And
that's disappointing.
Went from that one was worth about $50, went down to $5. You know.
Oh, well, that wasn't the $500 loss.
Right. It wasn't too bad, but it was still nerve-wracking.
That's close. Yeah. Okay. Now, are there groups for people with our condition? You know?
Facebook. Oh, man.
Go on to Facebook?
Facebook, and you type in any toy line that you're looking for, and you'll find groups.
We're in the Outpost, what was it, 788 or something?
Yeah. good group of people based out of Portland.
Uh-huh.
The
It's mainly about vintage G.I. Joes and stuff, right?
Yeah, the 80s G.I. Joes.
Yeah, 80s. Okay.
Yeah, because you go to G.I. Joe, you can go all the way back to the 60s.
Yeah, the little ones though. Yeah, that's what I'm in that group. We're both in that group.
Yeah.
So that's a cool group.
And I
I'll
know
join the
you went to our one meetup in
Yeah.
Silverton that one time.
Yeah. So yeah, the groups are out there. People can become part of these groups if they're into these old toys, which you are. I am. You have some old mask figures. We got. Oh, look. Let me see. What would you like to talk about that's here?
You know,
Anything?
did you want to talk about the Golden Girl?
Yes. Let's look at Golden Girl.
This one, my friend Sue, who hits the yard sales, picked this up for me. It's an 80s item. It's kind of, I would say, more of a rip-off of He-Man.
Yeah, because it's wannabe She-Ra in a way. Right?
Yeah, but the timing that she was released is very close to the same timing as He-Man, or I mean, as She-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
But I just laugh at the name Golden Girl because
Yeah.
just a couple years later.
Because you expect Blanche to be in there. Or
Yes,
something.
you know, it's like, thank you for being a friend.
All
you know.
right. Okay.
You just
yeah.
don't expect to have a warrior.
I like this Star Wars speeder, and we have the Devastator here. Let me grab Devastator.
Oh yeah.
If I may.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
That guy has been with me since I was 10 years. Oh no,
Oh.
8 years old.
That is really awesome.
My sister Donna bought that for me for my 8th birthday, and that thing has seen. And that's one thing. There's so many different ways you can collect. Nostalgia from your childhood, or for investment on some level.
Yeah. So is this a business for you, or is it just
Oh,
a
it's-
passion?
It's just a passion.
Just a passion.
Yeah.
It's not a business. That's awesome. Yeah. Me too.
I
Yeah.
have done sales once in a while when I get extras just to support more of the collecting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, because you're just trading around and everything. Yeah, let me see, anything else on this table? We got a Care Bear.
Oh yes, Care Bears.
Original
I will
Care
go on
Bear.
record as I am a 38-year-old man who loves Care Bears.
Now, is there a term for that?
No, and I hope there never is one because I would hate to be labeled as something like a brony.
Yeah, see, that's what I was asking.
When they start to call someone a name, then you start to realize maybe it's not such a fun hobby as
Oh, no.
of
It's not as cool as you originally thought?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
happy with being called a geek or a nerd or what have you.
Sure.
But when it
We all
starts to
are.
be too specific,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's okay. You get to like Care Bears. I actually, in my mom's garage, I have a Care Bear, like, palace or whatever. I have that there. It's just the way it is. You know, deal with it.
I look at them as teddy bears with superpowers.
They do have superpowers.
They shoot laser thingies
That's
out of
why
their
we
bellies.
like them. Yeah, they shoot lasers out of their bellies. That's right.
I think
Yeah.
it's been a while since I watched the show.
But then on the other hand, I mean, we have Ripley here, about ready to take down some aliens. So I mean, that's valid. Yeah. She kills aliens. So I mean, we like the Care Bears. We got alien killing Ripley here. So we're all over the place on the spectrum.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If the Care Bears were with Ripley, they could have helped make the alien happy.
Probably. You know what? We want to give you a hat from our friends at Downtown Coin Jam.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a food pub place with the retro video games and everything.
In fact,
So we're giving you a Coin Jam hat.
David Sherman was telling me about that place. And
Yeah?
I keep meaning to check it out.
Yeah, maybe we'll go sometime soon. And I think that's about all the time we have for this segment.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
And it's been fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you later. We'll come back later with Ghostbusters. It's going to be exciting. Hi. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hey. We're back. We're back with the Ghostbusters here. And so if Capital Community Television was haunted before, it's not haunted anymore because they came here to take care of some business. At least that's what Arlen said. So, yeah, this is amazing. You guys have really amazing stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being here with this awesome gear. So,
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
yeah. Well, what do you have with you right now?
Oh, well, we'll start with this. I've got the trap. It This is what we use to trap the ghosts.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
We've got a
It's a PKE.
PKE meter.
Yeah. That, yeah.
This is how we find them. It's
Now,
a technical toy.
what does that indicate? Like when it starts going up?
It's a higher concentration of psychokinetic energy.
Because I wasn't sure if it was like it's some kind of energy. Yeah, psychokinetic energy.
Yeah, it registers psycho. It's technical, but
Okay.
Psychokinetic energy is what
Okay.
what it's reading.
Yeah. Now, because I've gone on ghost hunts and things myself, and we had different things like that. So.
The EMF meters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had one of those. Yeah. Because you gotta, Anyway, what else do you have with you here?
I've got the ecto goggles. I keep them up here for right now because I wear glasses and they're really hard to wear both at the same time.
Sure.
As
We
Andy
got more
there.
ecto goggles here.
And then we've got the pack here.
Oh, okay.
There's a switch
Ooh.
on it.
Oh, I think I.
Well,
let me
there's,
see.
I think
Is
it's
it
on
toggle?
this side. Yeah.
Oh, it's over there. Whoa. All right.
So it is fired up.
It is fired up and ready to go.
Nice. Okay. Cool. And did you have any? You have a different proton pack.
Yeah, I have a smaller percentage size version because I am a tinier person in general. This is easier for me
Smaller
to.
person.
It's easier for me to carry around on our busts.
Cool. Let's look at it. Can we see it?
Sure.
All right.
Let me gently
Yeah,
turn.
just spin.
Am
Look
I
at
straight?
that.
Am I
yeah.
good to go?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. See, my son would totally love that. It's really awesome. Yeah. Did it come with this same cord, or was that like a replacement cord?
No, that's a replacement.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I had to do a little custom work on it to make it fully
Awesome.
functional.
Yeah, because that's a.
I also added a couple valves.
You did? Cool. Okay. And now which is this from, like, which film is the jumpsuit from?
Neither. Portland
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Those includes 2 wire only.
Yeah, I see you've got that rose with the vine patch.
Yeah, this is our franchise logo. It was designed by Dr. Jason Groshoff. And we had these made up and ready for Rose City Comic Con.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was our first bust as a group, officially.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I saw you guys there.
Oh,
I
you?
was.
Did you give us high fives?
I think I tried to talk to you guys a little bit, but I probably failed. I'll make up for that. After the show.
We're pretty
Yeah.
popular at those events.
Yeah.
Always say
guys are always
hi.
popular.
Yeah, we love talking to people. And
But I was doing a cosplay panel when I was there, so
Oh, okay.
speaking on one.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. So, why do you? What is it about the Ghostbusters that makes people, you folks particularly, have these awesome uniforms and everything?
Well, the Ghostbusters are just they're average, everyday guys who bust ghosts. I mean, what's not to like about that from my point of view?
Well, what I think is they're these guys who are, when you watch the movie, they're considered a little geeky by some, and then they're out there doing something that nobody else can do. They're kicking butt, beating ghosts.
That's true.
That's what I think. Do you all volunteer for? I mean, what do you do with your? Where do you go and everything with your outfits?
When we're not at cons.
When you're not at cons?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. We've been asked to attend a few
Like
different-
nonprofit event type
Yeah.
things. Wow.
So we're trying to get our name out there for that perspective as well. Is to let people know that we're available to help raise money.
Yeah, we were at,
excellent.
a few of our guys were at Flicks on the Bricks, and this summer we're going to a small private birthday party for a young man who's a big fan, and his mother contacted us.
Yeah, I think I know
So-
her.
Oh, really?
Samantha.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's one of my friends.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited about
Yeah,
that.
we're pretty stoked to show up.
So right now we're trying to get, we'll see if it works, but we're trying to get registered as a nonprofit so we can use all this energy and great joy that we bring people to possibly start taking donations for a charity that we have chosen, which we haven't chosen a specific one yet. and then once we get that going, we'll be able to use that momentum to do some real good. I mean, on top of just bringing people smiles, which we love.
Yeah, you do. I mean, this is just, you walk into a room and people are like, oh my gosh.
Well, or walk down the street.
Real proton
people are
packs.
yelling like, "Who are you gonna call?" Like, and we're like, "Woo!" You
I
know,
know.
us.
We should just wander Salem after. We should go to Coin Jam after this because that's this retro gaming place, and they would just love to see you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, now, so your group is called Portland Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how do people join this organization, or what's the criteria? I'm just curious.
Well, we have very basic criteria for this because it's an expensive hobby. So we basically recommend if people can get a jumpsuit,
A jumpsuit.
their own no ghost patch,
Okay.
and then a name tape,
Okay.
that we will accept them as a rookie. We
There's a system. He knows
there
all
is a
about
there is a system that we put out here.
So you
is the
start
guy.
with the jumpsuit, the patch, and the name tag. That's you can, and then you can start.
Yes.
Okay,
Then
cool.
you can come to busts.
Nice.
Busts are what we call events that we go out to. But you're allowed to come to meetings if you don't have all that stuff. So
How do you graduate?
Aha, yes.
Glad you asked.
We require 6 months in the group,
Cool.
2 major busts and 2 meetings. And it's cumulative, so it's not like you have to do all that within 6 months. So if you make 2 busts a year and you make 2 general membership meetings, we will move you from rookie to doctor.
Wow.
Once you get your doctorate, we award you the No Ghost Rose,
That's really cool.
and you become a full-fledged voting member of the Portland Ghostbusters.
Nice. Okay, and it helps probably to, at some point in there, get your own pack
Yes.
and your PKE meter and your ecto goggles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have people in our group that make their own stuff. So we like to have build weekends to help newbies along so that they can learn what to do to
What kind of
build their own
materials
pack.
do you need to do that?
Well, if you
So
want,
many.
if you want to be authentic, you have to be scrounging around online and in electronic stores looking for the proper resistors.
Sure.
And the clipper
And
valves for it, and
hoses, these hoses.
Can we
if-
say like specific websites? Because there's a huge website that has all this stuff.
Oh, I know that website.
Yeah,
It's like the GB fan website.
gbfans.com. You can
You
get
know what I'm talking
a lot of
about.
stuff
Of
there.
course I do.
But you can also get 3D printed items. We have
Yeah.
a guy that came to us recently who basically said, "I'd love
Another
to."
one of my friends.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know everybody. It's crazy.
He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah. He brought some
Yeah,
really
it's
nice.
Matt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He brought some really nice samples of his work.
Yeah.
And they're top quality. They're much better than the resin because they're stronger and they're lighter.
awesome.
So you're not going to have issues with
So you guys
casings
got your
cracking.
internal resources, in other words.
Yes.
So you're having these internal resources. So if
Except
you're,
for Boone, who
Huh?
carved almost all of his pieces out of wood.
Oh yeah, our the other founding member of
Sure.
the group, Boone Langston, handmade his proton pack out of wood, including
Wow.
the thrower.
It's
He
beautiful.
he programmed the LEDs himself.
He's the Egon of the group,
He,
really.
he really is.
wow, you got an Egon. You got
Our first
resources?
group, he made our first year after the first bust, he made his own Geiger because everyone had the PKE meters. If you're not familiar, the Geiger meter is what they used in Ghostbusters 2. It
Yeah.
sort of has that big bulbous thing on it. And
Like
yeah,
that? Is that the one?
no,
that was
that's
the
Oh, what was that
sniffer.
one?
That was the
Oh, that's
sniffer.
the sniffer?
Sniffer,
But,
yeah.
but
Okay.
it's got this big bulb with a light on it. It spins around and it's got a little dial on it, and it
think I remember
works.
that.
And it really is fantastic. And he just made this because he wanted to. So we call him the Egon of the group.
Has anyone, like, with this feeling that they have a ghost in their house or anything, has anyone legitimately contacted you guys
Yes.
to take care of ghost problems?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Last year we got a message on our Facebook page from somebody who said their house was haunted, and they wanted us to check it out, and they wanted to know if we were actual Ghostbusters or a fan group.
Okay.
And one of our rules are we don't ever tell people that we're paranormal investigators.
Oh,
we draw a very clear line with that.
Between the
Great.
fandom doing this and actual paranormal investigating.
Okay. Cool. Okay,
So
that's what I was curious.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
people
I
to
have
move
those.
them off to.
We were,
though,
yeah, we
so.
respectfully referred her to a local group.
Yeah, I did a little paranormal investigating myself. We didn't find anything.
No. We've
Didn't work out.
dabbled. We've
Yes.
dabbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, what do you guys think of the new potential cast or whatever coming out? I want your
Uh-oh.
opinions. Uh-oh. Is this trouble?
We
Never
knew
mind.
this was
We probably
coming.
don't-
Yeah.
Yeah?
I knew that was definitely coming.
Are you guys excited or kind of fearful at the concept that there might be completely different designs on the equipment?
I am actually less fearful about the new remake and more fearful about the angry, violent backlash from the fans, male
Was there
fans
some?
toward female
Oh, has
cast,
that happened quite a bit?
especially.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
We got to keep our
I-
minds open, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it open. Just but I stopped reading all the threads because it was actually a little overwhelming for me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we had a member of our group who said this, and I think he's spot on accurate, and that is this movie is not for us. It's not for people of our generation who grew up with the originals. This is for younger people. This is for people who were born, in 2000 and
Sure.
and newer. So I'm going to go see it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like Portland Ghostbusters
never
to
know.
support it because
Yeah,
it might
I'm
be great.
interested.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to know what new creative takes can be made.
Exactly. I mean, the only way you know is after you see it and it's like, that was awesome.
yeah.
You never know.
On the other hand, now there's a race to make another Ghostbusters.
I
with
heard about
male
that.
cast, and I feel that one
With Channing Tatum or
undermines
something, right?
undermines everything because now
no.
now it's trying to get who can get to their Ghostbusters film out the first.
Well,
That's kinda
I think it's
strange.
it's a rule, isn't it, that two similar movies have to come out at the same time?
Yeah.
The asteroid movies came out at the same time.
Oh,
It was a while back.
I don't remember.
You don't.
Armageddon.
This looks troubling.
Yes, thank you.
Armageddon.
Armageddon and that other one that you can't remember the name.
Yeah.
That's how popular
Deep
it was.
Impact? Was that it?
Ooh, see, now we're talking. Now we're golden.
Okay, cool. I'm very, very geeked out, so.
But I mean, haven't you noticed that happens a lot?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It looks like our time is wrapping up. We've got to meet with some awesome Ghostbusters.
Thank you.
We have some cool stuff like some cozies from Coin Jam for you. And if you guys are
Nice.
into, are you into like vintage video game stuff at all?
Oh,
Anyone?
yeah.
Yes.
Love
You
it.
could pick a marquee, a cool video game marquee. Seriously.
Oh,
Isn't that
nice.
crazy?
No.
Yeah. It's from
Ooh.
Coin Jam
I
downtown.
will accept.
That's
They gave it
awesome.
to us, yeah.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. Well, that's
much.
it. See y'all later.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Cool.
This is the Northwest Comic Show.
Brought to you by Northwest Comic Fest on August 15th and 16th of 2015 in the Salem Convention Center.
Northwest Comic Talks on April 23rd, 2015 at Cinnabar. The Willamette Valley Collectors Market, May 31st, 2015, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
The Northwest Comic Show is also brought to you by the Soup Shack. And the word delicious, and the word soup, and the word sandwiches.